Hi traders, in today's video I am going to talk about the Gold Trader EA. You may already know that the Gold Trader EA reached 95% gain from October. Of course, it had some downwards periods, some losing streaks, it had some amazing winning streaks, but more importantly, the results of the EA reflected the backtest results, and this is really a huge part of my new development process, the way I am developing the new set files, because they are not just optimized, they are not just robustness tested in Monte Carlo analysis, they are also out of sample tested, and they are also tested in ways that I can't tell you, but they are related to walk forward testing and cross testing. And this is the reason why these sets now are so similar in live accounts than in backtest. And that is a huge advantage. It is what everybody is working towards. And I hope that the EA is going to do great in the next period of time as well. I just updated the EA to the 20.0 version, and I included multiple new set files in the package as well that are 5-year tested and 10 years tested. And the set files that have been running these months that reached almost 100% gain with only 20% drawdown, the worst period. They were tested for 5 years, because what I realized based on many walk forward testing is that actually right now the markets change so much that you can't really trust testings and set files that were done for 10-year periods. And this is because 10-year periods, think about it, 10 years ago, how fast was your phone? Like, not your, but an average smartphone. How fast was a computer? What was the maximum amount of RAM and storage? Because I remember it was not like the average was very low and very different than today. There was not really AI systems, and it is like technology changed so much that you can't really rely on data that was like adopted to a 10-year period, because it has many tendencies and patterns that are no longer existing. And this is something that is the hardest to for me to realize, to observe, to accept. But for it is especially for gold trading. So in my other EAs, I am still using many times 10, 15, 20 years tested set files. But in the gold trading, I am only using now 5 years tested set files. Of course, this includes all the walk forward testing, robustness testing, and everything that I talked about. And I am also including 10 years tested set file as well for gold, because there are some benefits for it, especially for long-term trading. But for day trading, it doesn't have any benefits. Here is a test that I did with the new set files, with the new 20.0 version. And what I wanted to show you is that the EA, it is 99% tick data, of course, and the EA made 100% gain and only 2% drawdown, which is quite something. And my whole intention with this new kind of set files was the following. I wanted a system that has a 1-to-1 risk-to-reward ratio as an average, and I wanted to create multiple dynamic exits that are helping the system to close trades earlier than the stop loss and the take profit as well at some cases. But it is very important to develop systems that can close trades earlier than the stop loss if the markets are going in a bad direction. Therefore, I developed multiple new ways, methods, functions into the EA that are analyzing the markets, and they are identifying the market sentiments and behaviors, and if it is really different and not good for example, for a buy trade, they can close the trade at an earlier point, which is very, very important. And this is why, if you can take a look at it, no martingale, I have to tell you, no grid, no averaging, and still we have above 70%, almost 75% win rate and 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, which indicates that the EA really has an edge over the market, and it is not just an overfitted like bullshit algorithm. And the largest profit trade is 2 times the largest loss trade, which also indicates a very healthy relationship between the losses and the wins, and all the 10 dynamic exits are working together very well. And I wanted to also show you how the live signal is doing, and yeah, it is now at 94% with only 19% drawdown. You can take a look at all the statistics. It is very, very close, like very close to the backtest results, which is of course the dream of every data analyst and every trader. You can take a look at all the trades. We have a statistically significant amount of trades now with I think over 120 trades. And yeah, it is from October, and there were some rough periods around the election and everything, but the EA has been doing great. So I can honestly recommend it, which is a great thing to say as a developer. Of course, I am always doing my best with the EAs, but you can't, you can't always predict the markets. Of course, what you can do is to have an edge over the market. So if you are interested in this EA, let me know, because I am going to be running a discount of 25% for January. And if you are interested, I am going to send you the discount code. Just write me on Telegram or email. And if you are interested in some parameters, I think I'm going to show you some. Of course, you can adjust the maximum spread. You can adjust after how many pips of floating drawdown, the EA is going to move the take profit closer to the entry point. It gave a huge boost to the algorithm overall, with much less waiting time for unnecessary like amount of when, like, for example, you have a trade that is going the right direction, but then it is going to draw down, and so on and so forth. You are waiting sometimes for days, sometimes for a week, 2 weeks. And I realized that I can actually mathematically create something that is giving the same kind of quality of trades that a long-term strategy would, but in a different way. And this is why I coded this unique function. Of course, we have stop loss, and stop loss based take profit just at 200%. We have, of course, time filters. You can give the EA when it can close trades, when it can open trades in a day. You have the function. If you set it to true, it is going to close, for example, all trades at 8 p.m. on Fridays. We have a core strategy, of course, some dynamic exits, like a bunch of them. As I told you, it is a crazy good dynamic exit based algorithm. And a new feature, which was requested by multiple traders along the years, actually, but now I coded it. It is a feature which can which you can tell the EA on which days and which months it can trade. So, for example, if it's all set to true, it can trade on, it can trade every day. But if, for example, for the short trades, like Wednesday is set to false, it means on Wednesday the EA can't take short trades. And I realized, and of course, multiple traders who are serious traders and are using like quant analyzer and all these statistical tools realize that some days and some months are not good to trade with every algorithm. And so here you can automate these kind of like observations, and you can set any month to false as well if you want to further automate the EA based on statistics. And for example, for me, December is not a very good month to trade, so I am usually not trading it, so I am setting this to false. I hope this video was useful for you and interesting. I am, of course, more dedicated than ever to develop, research the best strategies, equations, algorithms for you. So if you have any questions, any specific questions here on this, with these EAs, you can ask from the developer personally, which is a great thing, because I heard that many sellers are just reselling and white labeling other EAs, don't know anything about them, which, how can you trust them? I am going to actually leave the discount code at the description. Have a nice trading year. Ciao.